December 7th, 1941. According to US President FDR, this day will go down in history as the Day of Infamy. But according to the Soviet High Command, this day will go down in history as the day during which the Red Army, after having suffered enormous losses over the past months, had regained the strength to push back the Axis invaders. Yes, this week begins the Soviet counteroffensive. Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new weekly episode of War in These 2, the online game challenge. And well, I would say, we all know what happens today and we all know what happens this week. 1 year ago, when I was playing as the Axis, I was pretty upset at what Japan is doing. Now, playing as the Soviets against a human opponent, I would say I'm really happy that Japan did what Japan just did, because I'm really happy to see the USA joining the war on my side. But besides that, the events of the Pacific Theater are being overshadowed by what happens this week on the Eastern Front. And yes, this week begins the long-awaited Soviet counteroffensive. And it begins in a sector of the front that really nobody, like literally nobody, expects it to come. But more about this in a few minutes. Before going into the counteroffensive, let's have a look at the events. We have the RAF raids, we have the Axis air success in North Africa. And now I am really curious. Let's see, we have one here, one here. Okay, only 2 events about the success in North Africa. So, but this one also triggered the Italian campaign events. That's interesting. I was not expecting it, but still, it's yeah, it's a bit annoying to see this. We have the partisans. We have, as I said, the busy day for Japan. Then we have the event, the Battle of Moscow. That's interesting because this event, most important of all, it reduces the German national morale by 5, and this neutralizes the +5 points of national morale that the Operation Typhoon event gave to the Germans. And also it removes 25 APs from the Axis, let's say, pool. Besides that, we have a look at the turn summary, and I have lost 14,000 men, but I received 104,000 on the map and 36,000 in the reserves, and for a grand total of 119,000 men as replacements. Now, what is scary is this one here. I don't know where these almost 100,000 men are. I think they're mostly Germans. But this is creepy, and let's actually have a look briefly at the actually, yeah, let's start with the losses. Okay, 40,000 and 14,100 for a total of 784,000 versus 3.5 million. If we have a look at the order of battle, oh wow, I have, let's say, 4.8 versus 3.4. I would say 1.4 million extra manpower on the map compared to the Germans. Some of these, let's say, manpower will disappear, and I will show you why now in a second. But also I do have almost 700,000 men in reserves versus 134,000 in reserves for the Germans. That's interesting. That's very interesting. But still, let's also have a look at the yeah, the total order of battle. Yeah, okay, they're both going up. But on the map, I see. So the Axis got on the map, I would say, 31,000 men. Okay, that's interesting. Let's also have a look at the guns, just out of curiosity. And oh my god, okay, that's That's a big gap. I would say 15,000, no, 25,000 guns more that I have on the map. Wow, that's a lot. AFVs, maybe I even have... Oh, I have less A, okay. Yeah, most likely because I have many tank brigades still in the reserve theater boxes. And aircraft, I believe I do have a bit more. Yes, actually, I do have a bit more aircraft compared to the Axis. But still. So manpower losses? Okay, that's... okay. I mean, I like this trend, to be honest. But still, yeah. We had a look at events, we had a look at this, and before going into the counteroffensive, there is still one thing that I wanted to briefly talk about. Armies. I have assigned... oops, sorry. Many artillery support units to the existing army HQs on the map. As you can see over here, every army has now at least 3 artillery support units, and I've also included the artillery battalions, just in case. Because for me, it's better to have some artillery support units than having none of them, basically. And besides that, I finally took my time to micromanage all the support units that will be disbanded. Oops. Yeah, that will be disbanded at some point in the campaign. Just because I wanted to minimize the micromanagement also in the future turns, and because of this, now all of these units have the maximum TOE set to 50. These two I couldn't set it for some reasons, but I think I will do it next week. But yes, now these units are now being moved to the Soviet reserves, and they will stay there until they will be disbanded. Yeah, just as I said, to minimize the micromanagement. There are still 2 HQ units, the 59th Army and the 44th Army, which as you can see, they still have plenty of support units, and I've set these to 0. Just to let's say liberate as many support units as possible next week, and to then allow me to assign manually some artillery support units to these HQs as well. And I mentioned the manpower on the map because I still want to role play my say winter campaign, and this means that I will have to send back to the reserves this unit here. Actually, let's do it now. And this unit here as well. And then I will have to send this one, this one, this one, and that's it, back to the Soviet reserves. Also because I don't have enough command capacity in terms of fronts to accommodate all these reserves, to accommodate these new units. And I would say, concerning the counteroffensive that begins this week, yeah, so it begins in the sector of the Leningrad front. I know you will be like wild in the comments. You will tell me this is crazy, this is insane, it makes no sense, why are you attacking here? Well, if you want, in March, when the winter phase will be over, I can record a special episode in which I will describe my strategy, the long-term plan of the counteroffensive. Because yes, I do have a grand plan in my mind, and it depends also on how my opponent will react to my attacks. But first of all, since this is still top secret, I cannot explain it in the comments, otherwise I know my opponent will watch and will react accordingly. But this week begins the counteroffensive in the Leningrad sector. And it begins over here for one simple reason. Here I have 9 rifle divisions versus the 61st Infantry Division. Although I do have 9 versus 1, in terms of raw manpower, Rifle divisions are roughly 2/3 of a German infantry division, so I have roughly 6 to 1 advantage in terms of manpower. The Germans have a level 3 fortification, so it won't be easy, but also I want to attack here in the sector of the 1st infantry division, because here they only have a level 2 fortification, and I do have here the 8th Guards Rifle Division. Let's have a look at the counteroffensive to see how it goes, let's say, live. And okay, that's pretty bad. Whoa, that's bad. Whoa, 4,000 men and 0 losses. Wow, that's. Let's try a second attack. Wow. I did not even scratch them. They lost 10 men and I've lost almost 6,000. No, 4,000. Okay, 4,000. I mean, okay. I mean, that's pretty unexpected. General Tsvetaev has a 4 initiative ratings, so I think that he will not, let's say, activate the 8th Guards Rifle Division. So I'm gonna send it like this to the front line, and let's attack the sector of the 1st Infantry Division. And ooh, nice! The defender fort level reduced to 1. Let's see if I can still attack once. Ooh, yes, there we are. There we are. But of course I cannot send any unit down here. I can try to do this to send the 46th and to send yeah. Oh, okay, they're both to the 15th. Yeah. Wow, that's a big shot. That's a big. At least we have some success, at least in 1x. And let's also attack. I was thinking over here. No, they cannot. Let's attack also over here. Let's see if, I mean, 30. They have level 3 fortification, so maybe I am successful as well. No. Oh, come on. Ooh, yes! Here as well. But of course I cannot advance. Yeah. Too bad. But anyway, I mean, there are some successes over here in the area of Leningrad. Yeah, so I would say that's all for this brief introduction. I would say that's all for the counteroffensive. That's already over. But yeah, let's see. I will do my best to double check the front line and prepare the troops for the next moves. And well, I would say enough talk, folks, and it's time to dive straight into the episode. Alright, folks, so I would say the time has come to go on the move, and really, I would say finally, about time. And before you ask, why did I wait so long before launching the winter counteroffensive? Well, first of all, because I'm LARPing. I know that my opponent might not LARP as much as me, but I'm LARPing, and I wanted to have like more or less the same starting date of the historical counteroffensive that began on December 5th. And yeah, that's one reason. The other reason is because I think I said it in the past, I say it now, and I will say it again in the future. I have a plan for this counteroffensive. I cannot spoil it now. But yes, I have a plan, and only time will tell if my plan will work. And well, having said that, folks, I really don't know what else to add besides saying that, and besides spoiling that. Again, the opening stages of the counteroffensive, they looked quite successful, because in the area of Leningrad, as you will see, the Germans have been pushed back. Not, let's say, a tremendous gain, but was nice to reduce some level 3 fortifications that the Germans had in the area of Leningrad. If, let's say, if the push around Leningrad is successful, then I will modify my plans accordingly. Remember that no battle plan survives the first clash with the enemy, so I I want to be as flexible as possible. Historically, the Soviets did not have any, say, many successes in the area of Leningrad in 1941, but if things develop according to, let's say, my strategic view, then yes, then I will redirect some reinforcements in the area of Leningrad, and why not? In the best case scenario, I might even reach the Novgorod Luga Kingisepp line, and in the most optimal, best whatever scenario, I might even push the Germans beyond the Luga and maybe even reach Pskov. But this is just me doing some wet dreams. Yeah. Anyway, folks, enough talking for now. Enjoy the episode, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I wish you all the best. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.